everybody, this is Kohdok here, and I just got back from my local comic book store's free comic book day. So, free comic book day, for those of you who aren't in the know, is, it's this year, it's today in May 7th, 2022, and what it is it is a scheme where comic book stores get a bunch of comics that are basically given out for free, and there'll be a lot of them from like major publishers like DC to smaller, more independent publishers, but the idea is you go in there, there's a big table with like a bunch of comic books on it, you're allowed to take a couple, like I was allowed to take 2, kids were allowed to take 4, and you know, it varies from here to there because they expect a lot of traffic. And the thing about Free Comic Book Day is it's not like something done out of the generosity of their hearts, like with Organized Play I was talking about. The stores are kind of on the hook for a lot of this, so it's also an incentive to go out there and buy things. Like you notice, even though I said I was only allowed to take 2, I have 4 books here, and there were a lot of choices. So I'm just rapidly getting out a video for Free Comic Book Day to let people know maybe they'll have a chance to go and grab something as well. But anyway, let's take a look at what I got. Now, it is a dreary, dreadful day outside. It's raining, which is why I got these things booked and boarded, bagged and boarded inside the store. I had a waterproof bag with me too, but yeah, it's a pretty dreadful day for Free Comic Book Day in my neck of the woods. But anyway, let's take a look at what we got. First, we have Vox Machina. Now, Vox Machina is season 1 of Critical Role. Critical Role, as you probably know, is a segment where a bunch of people, a bunch of professional voice actors, sit down and play some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. I believe it also has a Netflix show on now that's like just an animation based on the story. Now, I haven't followed it much. I have watched like some of the animatics that people made based on it. I think I watched Mighty Nine a bit more than Vox Machina, but it's a very popular series. It's one of the reasons that Dungeons and Dragons has risen to prominence. It's why my sister and my brother-in-law got big into 5th edition, was because they really liked watching Critical Role. So I grabbed a copy of this, maybe not so much for me as it is for maybe to let my sister take a look at it. Although I've encouraged her to take her kids and go out there. She'll be able to get a lot of books with her kids on her. Anyway, the second free book I got was Spider-Man and Venom. It was actually kind of unfair. Marvel had like 3 or 4 books out on the table, so with my 2, I could only pick like 2 of them at most, so I decided to only get 1, Spider-Man and Venom, plus a bonus All-Out Avengers story. Spider-Man is pretty good. Spider-Man's one of my favorite superheroes. I remember there was a time when dollar stores had like tiny little like digest size like trades that included like just the first like few issues of the book. I've read those first few issues. One thing I tend to like about Free Comic Book Day books is they frequently are standalone stories that aren't connected to anything else. The ones that are done well are anyway, and this one apparently also includes a bonus All-Out Avengers story. So that's how comic books were a lot back in the day. They were just strong standalone adventures. In fact, if you look, you'll find that a lot of the most popular stories, a lot of the more popular comic book stories out there aren't ones that like go on for years and years and years like the Clone Saga. They're ones that tend to wrap up pretty quickly, like What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way. So those old Stan Lee comics are solid. It's why Vulture's my favorite villain out of the Spider-Man universe. So this is going to be fun. But like I said, the reason Free Comic Book Day exists is not to give away a bunch of free comic books out of the goodness of their heart. It is to increase traffic to the stores. So I picked up a couple of extra books. I picked up Twig. This is an alternate cover, I believe. It is, I have no idea what this is, but it's been aggressively advertised in so many places. So I'm not sure what to expect. It did say rated for teenagers on the back, 14 and up, so I assume it's going to be one of those things that, you know, it looks cute on the surface, but it's actually like really dark and dour and sinister. It's an adorable drawing, though. I like this watercolor look that they have for this alternate cover. And finally, we got to have some good old-fashioned Batman Beyond! Batman Beyond the White Knight. So Batman Beyond it's one of the best creations to come out of the DC animated universe. It is a future setting where we have our Batman and he's got like a cool cyber suit. Now, the origin of this story is actually pretty cool because what happened was the writers of the DCAU writers received a mandate from the studio saying, hey, we want a story where Batman is a teenager, and the writers they called back and they were like, you know, you didn't say it had to be Bruce Wayne. So that is where they came up with Batman Beyond. It's such a cool show. I love its very like sort of dystopic future aesthetic where, you know, society looks like it's bustling, but there's like a clear rot underneath. And I'm glad that Batman Beyond has been getting more attention in the comic books, because it actually took a really long time for Batman Beyond to finally show up in the comic books, and he showed up in like this really awful one that, ironically enough, was also launched on Free Comic Book Day. But yeah, I look forward to reading these and checking them out. Although, funny story, my store also had a table of stuff that they were having trouble selling, so they were just giving it away, and I was allowed to take one thing from it. They had like some hero clicks, they had like some card sleeves, but I grabbed a frickin' My Little Pony playmat because why not? It's a Luna playmat. You know, it's silly, it's stupid. My Little Pony has kind of been moved on from by the larger community, but you know, it's a playmat. It's functional. It's usable. Although I already have a lot of playmats. Heck, I have a ton of those Game of Thrones playmats collecting dust that I got by getting the boxes cheap for the Kohdok box of junk on sale now. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna try to get this video out quick, so in case you want to try to take advantage of Free Comic Book Day. But like I said, it's like with organized play. It's a way to get traffic into comic book stores. So pick up your free books and maybe ask the people there if they have a recommendation for something quick to pick up that you might enjoy. So yeah, that is Free Comic Book Day, and until next time, this is Kohdok signing off.